the strike. On insecurity, we only suspend boarding facilities at Damawa government. 711 ministries, agencies in Nigeria join IPPIS platform. CJN reads a riot act to heads of courts, granting frivolous ex parte orders to politicians. Days after shooting popular club in Ondo, Akeredolu orders closure of Imperial Hotel. Owerri residents read and raise alarm over high rents. Police arrest 19 suspected kidnappers in Jigawa. And one more headline from here. Police give updates on search for killers of Olajide Sowore.
All right, from the Nation newspaper this morning, bold headline there, conflicting orders. 3 judges to face NJC panel with the riders. CJN condemns embarrassing orders. INEC, how courts stall election process. We have this one here, VAT deepens as Nigeria's wild polio fire status not threatened. We have here Oshibajo heads health sector reform team. And we have here, Sit at Home, crippling Southeast governors lament. Guinea junta digs in despite worldwide condemnation. Igboho's case for hearing as Benin courts resume. These are some of the headlines from the Nation newspaper this morning.
Let's see some more from Daily Trust. Questions over Israel-trained Plateau's intelligence court. Lockdown, heavy clampdown on bandits in Zamfara. FG, Lagos and the VAT judgment. Umaki, God will give us a president like Buhari in 2023. Okay, this nonsense must end. CGN queries judges over conflicting orders. Conflicting court rulings hampering our job. INEC, 1 month after BDC operators groan under CBN's forex policy, why intending couples must go for premarital drug test. Still some more from Daily Trust. VAT Wiki directs revenue agencies to enforce law as court rejects FRS injunction. Buhari sent me for a purpose, says new Power Minister Aliyu. Flight disruption imminent over 3-day heavy rainfall. I lied that I'm married. None abducted by gang who killed Shore's brother. Narrates escape. And I'll be off from here.
All right, from Punch newspaper. APC multiple court cases. Aggrieved members Debuni. Panel compiles litigants list. Super TV boss murder. Court orders Chidinma accomplice trial. How I escaped from gunmen who killed Showere's brother. Widow. CSOs knock FIRS over proposed social media tax. Why Channels TV is in government's crosshair. Abia Varsity loses 3 lecturers on the same day. From the metro side, a Rivers driver arrested for losing car to robbers dies in custody. Protest rocks Otta over bad roads. Residents block Abuja-Lagos highway. NNPC to begin sale of shares in 2024. Carry. Naira weakens to 532 to a dollar despite rising forex reserves. Nigeria spent 1.47 trillion naira on petrol imports in 6 months. From the politics side of Punch newspaper, Akume urges Otom to pay salaries, address other issues. Crisis hits Lagos Council over APC Congress. E-registration, Edo PDP targets 1 million members. And one more, I've appointed 2008 since assuming office. Governor Diri.
All right, from the Nation newspaper this morning, gunmen kill police sergeant, abducts ex-senator. We have here pension funds rises to 12.8 trillion naira. And this story here, Meyeti Allah to sue Southern governors for open grazing ban. This is some stories from the Nation newspaper this morning.
All right, let's see some more from Daily Trust. From The Guardian, I beg your pardon. And from The Guardian, gunmen kill police sergeant, NSCDC officer in Bayelsa. Buhari names identify new NCDCDG. No electronic authentication, no voting in Anambra. INEC insists. Niger seals AEDC office, 8 banks over orders over revenue deficits. Suspected enforcers of IPOP sit at home burn truck of spare parts in Enugu. Restore constitutional order in Guinea. ECOWAS orders mutineers. Another one, VAT open grazing bills. Scale first second reading at Lagos Assembly. About 5,000 refinery steel workers receive salaries despite zero production. Okay, how insecurity worsens health sector woes. Don't expect magical power supply. Minister tells Nigerians. One more. Okay, Eagles tackle Blue Sharks without UK-based stars.
All right, let's observe our first break. We'll be back to analyze the major stories. Good morning once again.
8 times 500 naira, 4,000 naira. 8 times 5,000. Hi!
Abeg, where una dey see this money?
Money care. Now the ogbonge bonus wey dey sama me as I buy new SIM card o. See then they give me double data subscription plus 8 times a woof anytime I recharge.
Oh boy, what's up for me now?
You know say you fit buy SIM card now for any accredited Airtel shop, ba? Just go there with your NIN, just like that.
Sure guy.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Babe, that girl must be using something.
Hey, Berry, what kind of something?
You to see how she's always smiling, displaying her 32.
You're cuckoo right. I know her secrets. I know what she's using. She uses it twice a day.
Tell me her secret.
I'll give you a hint. ABZ.
ABZ?
Yes, ABZ is the secret. Close-Up contains antibacterial zinc, ABZ, which gives you 3 times more freshness and 3 times more protection. Better than your regular toothpaste. Now you know the ABZ secret.
The new Close-Up is her secret. Everybody must hear.
You can't keep a secret.
New Close-Up with antibacterial zinc. Triple the freshness, triple the protection.
láti gòkè àgùnlà láyé èèyàn nílò ìtọ́sọ́nà ẹni tó mọ̀nà débi àṣeyọrí. FMH International HR àwọn ni gbajúgbajà akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ alárinà tó mọ ojúlẹ̀jà bá ti ń tọ́ni sọ́nà finimọ̀nà nípa bí gbogbo òǹwáṣẹ́ ṣe lè pàdé àwọn òǹgbanisíṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lókè òkun.
FMH International HR alábàáṣepọ̀ gidi ni wọ́n jẹ́ pẹ̀lú àjọ oníwádìí ìjìnlẹ̀ àgbáyé tá a mọ̀ sí United Nations Volunteer Research Group láti jùmọ̀ tọpinpin wàhálà táwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn ń kojú nídìí ìgbìyànjú ajé lọ sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ mọ́ international migration àti international labour activities.
ǹjẹ́ o tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé o nílò ìmọ̀ tó jinlẹ̀ dáadáa nípa ìlànà à ń tẹ̀lé láwọn pápákọ̀ òfurufú tó fẹ́ gbà sọdá sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí United Nations Volunteer Research Group pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ FMH International HR ń ṣe research lórí ẹ̀dùn ọkàn àti ìpèníjà tẹ́ ẹ bá ní. questionnaires táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ FMH bá fún yín lágbègbè yín lẹ́yìn ṣàlàyé ìrírí yín sí.
fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ kàn sí wọn ní 3rd and 9th floor Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn.
telephone 0817 4444 627
àti 08168737222.
egbògi kan ti délẹ̀ yìí egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ ṣe ni ó dára fẹ̀jẹ̀ gidi gan Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o.
ojú rẹ̀ ṣàǹjọ̀lọ̀ lójoojúmọ́ kí làṣírí ẹ wà rí.
Veneto cleanser ni.
já mi sí ọ̀rẹ́.
Veneto cleanser egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí bádọ̀tí ara wọ̀ yá ìjà rẹ̀ wọ́n mọ́lẹ̀ ṣe wọ́n yẹbẹyẹbẹ. inú tó ń kú tó ń dàrú gbòdògbòdò kò bára rẹ̀ èrí inú ẹ̀jẹ̀. amọ̀nà ti dé o. Veneto cleanser egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí a fi ewé àti egbò ṣe ní ọ̀nà tìgbàlódé. NAFDAC fòǹtẹ̀lù MA1 Nigeria Limited ni wọ́n gbé Veneto cleanser jáde. a wà ní nọ́mbà 17 ọba akínyẹlé off Adeogun Street Aláàfin Avenue Olúyọ̀lé Estate Ring Road Ìbàdàn. telephone 08034051533 fún títà àti rírà. ìwọ náà darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Veneton cleanser àmọ̀tẹ́kùn egbòogi tí ń ya gbogbo kòkòrò inú ẹ̀jẹ̀ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́.
32 FM
94.9.
That is FM 94.9 Break It On Newspaper Review reaching you live. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube 32FM 949 Ibadan. I am Olutayo Ogunade. Welcome to your morning tonic.
My name is Bemisola Shoyemi.
And I am Chike Obogu. And from the Tribune newspaper this morning, before we are joined by Austin Edumo, we have this headline here. INT'L begs Buhari NAS to stop anti-grazing law. With the riders and threatening southern states with litigation, Lagos Assembly proposes 21-year jail term for armed herders. Bill scales second reading as 8 injured as gunmen kidnap ex-Akwa Ibom senator. Preferential jam scores makes northern students lazy. This is coming from El Rufai. PDP Congress, Makinde pays for all Oyo nomination forms. Don't use military force on bandits. This is coming from Gumi. And Sanwo-Olu doctors meet, resolve some issues. And Showore says, I believe those who kidnapped us were Fulani herders, says victim. Okay, Showore's case. I believe those who kidnapped us were Fulani herders, says victim. 120 cases of vaccine-derived polio reported in Nigeria. This is coming from the UNICEF. Buhari sets up Health Sector Reform Committee. And okay, that story resonates from almost all the newspapers this morning.
All right, let's take this one here from the Guardian newspaper. No electronic authentication, no voting in Anambra. INEC insists. And the Independent National Electoral Commission has said that eligible voters in the November the 6th governorship election in Anambra State must use its new bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS. Austin, you must have seen the story.
Yes, I think it's a good one. Don't also forget, if you look at the mandate of INEC, it is within its purview to bring up innovations that can help to enhance the credibility of our elections. It's a mandate that INEC will have to work on from time to time to give us a more credible election in the country. Now, the commission has come out at an interactive section with all the political parties that are participating in the Anambra governorship election. They have a new device that has been deployed, and that will be for the purpose of the election. The new device is called the ZPad, as far as INEC is concerned. Before now, what happened is that when the card reader cannot authenticate your fingerprint, don't forget too, there is a multi-layer security check for the card reader, which means that certification whether you are the authentic owner of that card, then whether your fingerprint matches with the record of the card in terms of card details now. Then in the case before now, if the card reader cannot authenticate you, maybe your fingerprint does not tally or something is wrong with you, it's not every one of us that have easy access as far as fingerprint is concerned. Some of us will have to clean, put sanitizer, put spirit. Some people at a go, they'll get that done. Before now, what INEC does is they will enter the incident form in such a case. But with the new device, INEC is saying that instead of the incident form, that still give room for manipulation, that will not be used going forward. That the ZPad will be deployed, and at the end of the day, the multi-layer authentication will now certify whether you are the true owner. So automatically, this new measure will eliminate the issue of politicians mopping up voters' card. I don't know whether you are getting it. Because politicians, before any election, they don't need you to be there. They just buy your PVC for the purpose of an election. So this multiple check, INEC has put in place to be able to eliminate that. So if your card reader is present and you are not physically present, so that your fingerprint will tally with the details on the card reader, it means that you cannot vote in such an election. I see it as a welcome development. However, INEC has said that before the Anambra election, this Saturday, there is an isolated Isoko South constituency election in Delta State, that this particular measure will be deployed to test run the process. So for me, it's a good one. Let politicians encourage this. At the end of the day, we will eliminate a situation where an individual will have to vote multiple times, or when a card reader will have to be inserted to cast vote more than once or twice. So for me, it's a good innovation that must be encouraged. However, INEC must ensure that some of these facilities work without any hindrance, because this new measure also allow electronic transmission of results almost on the go.
Sometime last week, you made a statement that I think we were talking about the new forex exchange policy, and then you said something like, at every point when the government is trying to make a policy, Nigerians are usually like one step ahead to look for how to either corner or evade such policies. Now that we have this, we are really hoping that there is not already a means, or some people looking at how they would still go ahead to buy votes using other measures.
Yes, the issue of vote buying, it looks like it has come to stay in Nigeria today. Of course, we can also use technology to beat that. If we are able to eliminate this, it will discourage multiple voting, whereas people will be absent in the real sense of it, and at the end of the day, the card reader will be doing the work. The idea of vote buying will now be on the go, that is, see and buy, like what transpired in the Ondo election. The politicians know that there is no way they can manipulate the process. You know, what happened in Edo election and what happened in Ondo election. These were elections that results were electronically transmitted. That is why if you look at the two elections, the losers never contested that they lost the election. They were only banking on technicality, on how candidate of each political party emerged. That was what they were banking on. The fellow that lost in Edo State never said he was not well beaten. The one that lost in Ondo State never said he was not well beaten. The one that lost in Ondo State only went to court to say that the candidate of the other party that won did not properly emerge in the issue that does not concern him, another party primary. You understand? So why? Because they knew that result will be transmitted electronically. So they resorted to vote buying, the one that is called see and buy. You know, this new measure by INEC will also help to tackle that, since not all the voters are at the center at the same time. You know, politicians, voters will be at the center. They know that they can't buy the conscience of everybody no matter the situation. So they will have mop up PVC to be able to do the work in essential for those who have sold their conscience even before the day of election. You understand? So if this is put in place, it means that politicians will only be confided to what I referred to earlier as see and buy, which in my own view, INEC from time to time can still improve on that, and at the end of the day, we eliminate that process completely. But for now, it's a gradual process. This one that INEC has come up with is a right step in the right direction.
That's why we also encourage people to visit, INEC and get their PVC. For instance, in Oyo State, we have over 700,000 cards, lying there in their office.
Uncollected.
People are yet to collect these cards. Okay, let's take this particular one from here. God will give us a president like President Buhari in 2023, Governor Umahi. This is the body. Governor Dave Umahi of Ebonyi State has expressed his desire that God gives the country a personality with a good heart like President Muhammadu Buhari in 2023. Buhari's second term will lapse in May 2023. Already politicking for his seat has peaked, with top shots in both the ruling All Progressive Party, Congress, APC, and People's Democratic Party, PDP, scheming for it.
Yes, Governor Dave Umahi cannot speak for the generality of the people of Ebonyi. And I'm also aware that he's not a spokesperson for the country. So that statement is suffice to say that God will give him, Dave Umahi, the kind of president in Muhammadu Buhari. A lot of people will have mixed feeling as far as this issue is concerned. But it is not enough to just say by fiat and say that, oh, God will give us. This was the 40 area in our constitution where some people somewhere gathered and said, we the people of the country. Who are the we? Who are the us as far as this contest is concerned? President Muhammadu Buhari, maybe for one political reason or the other, may have been the best president in the calculation of Governor Dave Umahi. But that may not reflect the generality of opinion of an average Nigeria. It's a matter of time. 2023 for politicians is almost at the corner. Let Nigerians, like we have said earlier, go and get their PVC. This is another chance to get it right at a particular point in time. But I know, even in Ebonyi, a lot of people will differ with Governor Dave Umahi that he does not reserve the right to speak for him. He said he has done some projects, about 20 of them. President Muhammadu Buhari has been officially invited for a working visit to that state to commission the project. So that is just level of politicking for you. What is the place of the common man? Let us go to the street. Let's interview people. Let people share their thought. Of course, we open the phone line any moment from now. People will share their thought. Whether the president is the type of president they wish for themselves in 2023 or even now. Let people express their opinion. It's not just enough to sit in a glass house and say, oh, this is how it happened.
We have less than 530 days, precisely about 529 days to the next general election. What are we anticipating? The APC and some other groups have listed names that are likely to be fielded for the 2023 presidential election. That's the APC. And of course, we can see Tinubu there. We can also see the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, and some other elements there too.
Yes, it's a matter of time, like I said earlier. It's still far for some of us, but for politicians, they are doing everything within their power to ensure that their political interests is served. We expect a combination of integrity and capacity in the person of Mr. President. I think IBB has given us a clue of what we should expect. An energetic president, a president who has friends in all the corners of the country, a president who understands the peculiarity of the economy of Nigeria. You know, these days what people do, whether at the national level or state level, is to overpromise without adequately familiarizing themselves with the resources of the state. That is why you see governors getting into office, they can't deliver on their campaign promises. Because when you are outside, you think all is rosy. You think the resources are just there. But you must ensure that there is effective management of these resources. So we need a leader that understands the peculiarity of the people. We need a leader that will be pan-Nigeria, not a leader that will be sectional in 2023. A leader that can deliver on the mandate. A leader that takes responsibility. Not a leader that will blame the people for everything that does not go well. A leader that will say, oh, I fail in this area, I accept my responsibility. A leader that will also engage the people the more. The one thing with effective communication. For example, when President Muhammadu Buhari was away in 2017 or so, the vice president was visiting the Niger Delta. That was the assignment given to him by the president before he traveled. Of course, a particular one in Edo State, he never solved the problem at that time, but he engaged the people. Those that were carrying sword had to drop their sword. So there is dynamism in effective communication. The leader must be able to engage the people very excellently. You might not solve the problem overnight. Of course, some of the problems bedeviled the country did not start in the last 24 hours. So it might not take the next 24 hours to solve this problem. There are problems that we have entered to gradually and over the years. So it takes a lot of effort to bring us out of these numerous problems. But we need a leader that will feel the pulse of the people, that will understand the people, and that can take on the spot action. Not a leader that will allow things to degenerate before you now take action. So that is, in my view, the type of leader that we expect, or let me say that I expect in 2023.
CJN reads Riot Act to heads of courts granting frivolous ex parte orders to politicians. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Ibrahim Tanko Muhammad, on Monday evening read Riot Act to judges in the country granting frivolous ex parte orders in undeserved matters to politicians in Nigeria. He warned the affected judges to desist from the act or have themselves to blame for any act of judicial misconduct. The orders we have on ground already, the conflicting orders we have, were there solutions prescribed to such?
Of course, there have been, the court will prefer final solution. You could see the CJN yesterday, he could not talk so much because some of these cases are still undergoing litigation process. However, a message has been passed. The CJN, for the first time, has come out to say that no, we must say no to this. This is an embarrassment to the judicial sector in the country. We can't continue to have a situation where court of equal jurisdiction, court of equal power, parallel power will be giving conflicting orders. So the CJN is trying to hold the head of courts in the various states that this happened to account. That political matters are sensitive matter. So you know the caliber of judges you assign these cases to that would not cause embarrassment to the judiciary. So for me, I think it's a good one that the CJN personally has decided to raise a reservation as far as this is concerned. NBA has also come out to say that this is a mockery of the judicial process, because if we say judiciary is the hope of the common man, and people will begin to wonder, a court in Zamfara State and a court in Rivers State and the same court in Kebbi State, they gave conflicting judgment, and INEC has come out that they have been handicapped as a result of this court judgment. At times, INEC will have to conduct an election without a party having a candidate. It's a form of aberration that we should not allow in our polity. So for me, that the CJN raised this observation, called the head of court in this state to question, I think going forward, the head of court, knowing that they will be held accountable, they have to do their due diligence to ensure that if an ex parte order is issued somewhere, the other court should decline it, because it will look like a mere academic exercise as far as the abuse of court process is concerned.
All right, from the Punch newspaper this morning, ASU fresh strike threat causing panic, no agreement yet. This is coming from the federal government, and it says the federal government has said it is not correct for the Academic Staff Union of Universities to accuse it of failing to implement the agreement it signed with the union. It said there was a process through which decisions on such issues were taken, and that process had not been followed through as far as the agreement being referred to by ASU was concerned. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, who disclosed this in an interview with Punch newspaper while reacting to the fresh ultimatum recently issued by ASU, accused the union of causing panic, another panic alarm raised by the federal government against ASU.
Yes, I think they have to close rank. That is what I want to say. Let there be, even on the negotiation table, let there be a kind of give and take that will result in a win-win situation at the end of the day. We can't continue to have a back and forth arrangement and agreement as far as the industrial harmony in the country is concerned. Last year, ASU went on strike for over 10 months. Now we are talking about strike again. You now begin to wonder what were the tenets of the agreement before calling off the strike. We are not even saying that you can't go on strike, but what have you achieved? Because whether we like it or not, the period of 10 months that you didn't work, you will get paid at the end of the day. But the student lost. Some of the students will not be able to return back to school as a result of some other things that may have happened to them in the process. So for me, let the federal government work this out. Let them take leadership position and ensure that everything is put in place. Igige came out to create awareness that based on the International Labour Organization Charter, you are not supposed to call on strike. It will amount to intimidation when conversation is still ongoing on the issue raised. I hope various labor unions in the country will be able to understand this and put it to account. But the federal government, however, must be very transparent in dealing with the process. Let us deal with the process to build our public institution in the country. Because in my own view, personally, I see this I don't care attitude on the part of the government. And once officials of government display I don't care attitude, it will lead to loss of patriotism on the part of the citizen. And ASU as a body is not exempted as far as this is concerned. There is almost a shutdown any moment from now in the health sector. Today we are talking about the educational sector again. Somebody might want to call this morning and say which sector in the country is even working. So the federal government must work this out diligently. That is why I believe that those that are handling this issue on the part of the federal government, they are really not doing well. Because most of the time, you don't have to be too boastful in achieving results as far as this is concerned. Look at the cross of the matter. The issue of the IPPIS, has it been sorted out? ASU talked about UTAS the other time. Is the federal government favorably disposed to that? Because my own little knowledge about industrial relations is that as an employee, you are not supposed to dictate to your employer the modality through which your emolument or entitlement will be paid. But if the federal government is convinced that, oh, let us make the university system truly autonomous, they can key into that. But one thing must happen: let there be transparency. Let ASU not develop a separate platform because they don't want their record to be checked. If they are doing that to shield themselves, that will be a disservice to the country. Because when we talk about treasury single account in the country, we said all government agencies must be captured on that. But however, the federal government shot itself on the foot by trying to exempt certain agencies. Because if you exempt certain agencies, the corruption you are trying to fight, at the end of the day, you won't be able to fight it. So this issue must be diligently tackled, and there must be proper understanding to ensure that students and parents at the end of the day will not continue to be at the receiving end.
Right, let's go on a short break. When we return, we'll take more stories.
DSTV has your perfect TV match. If you know your flambe from your saute, we're serving up some.
Yummy.
If high-octane dockies are more your speed, get in the driver's seat. Are you all about that drama? We'll bring it from the courtroom to the emergency room for a serious series dose. Because with a fresh new lineup of the best TV, no matter what you're into, DSTV has your perfect TV match. So get connected and stay connected to DSTV. This is your TV moment.
Sunshine makes the day better, meal times better, weekends better, chill times better, dates better, barbecues, beach parties, and even one bears better. Sunshine makes every bit better.
Lipton iced tea. Lipton iced tea, made from fresh tea leaves, soaked in hours of sunshine, and together with juicy fruit flavors, give you that deliciously refreshing taste. Top better life with sunshine in a bottle. Available in peach and lemon flavors. Lipton iced tea, deliciously refreshing.
Welcome to today's PTA meeting. We have a
Kemi, your baby girl just hugged me outside in her girls' brigade uniform. How have you kept hers for years, looking so good and smelling fresh? Abi, did you sew a new one?
New one, Ke. With the plenty money I'm already paying, I just wash it normally.
How does it smell so good?
Oh, I use the new Omo Multi-Active Plus Extra Fresh. It removes tough stains on her uniform, and its long-lasting fragrance keeps the uniform smelling fresh.
Sorry, madam. What did you say the name of that detergent is again?
It's the new Omo Extra Fresh, Joe.
Introducing the all-new Omo Multi-Active Extra Fresh with unique, long-lasting fragrance that keeps your clothes fresh even when in storage.
Orílẹ̀-èdè Canada ó fún èèyàn tó lé ní mílíọ̀nù kan ní ìwé ọmọ onílẹ̀ láàrin ọdún 2021 sí 2023. Kò jẹ́jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ lórí. Orílẹ̀-èdè Canada yóò fún àwọn ènìyàn tó ń lé ní mílíọ̀nù kan ní ìwé ọmọ onílẹ̀ láàrin ọdún 2021 sí 2023. Ọ̀gọ̀rọ̀ ohun àlùmọ́nì ilẹ̀ ló sodo sí orílẹ̀-èdè Canada. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìbá díẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti ìṣàmúlò rẹ̀ láàrin ẹgbàágbèje ohun àlùmọ́nì ọ̀hún. Èyí rí bẹ́ẹ̀ látàrí ọ̀wọ́n ènìyàn tó ń bá orílẹ̀-èdè náà fínra. Bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé Canada ní orílẹ̀-èdè kejì tó ní ilẹ̀ jùlọ lágbàáyé, ṣùgbọ́n ìwọ̀nba ènìyàn ni wọ́n ń gbé ní orílẹ̀-èdè náà. Onírúurú ètò láti rìnrìn àjò sí orílẹ̀-èdè Canada ló ti wà nílẹ̀. Ìwọ náà lè lo àǹfààní ètò àti kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kó o sì máa ṣiṣẹ́. Aṣáájú agbanímọ̀ràn bí a ti ń rìnrìn àjò káàkiri àgbáyé ní Jonathan King Limited. Kàn sí wọn, wọ́n fọ̀nà hàn ọ́.
Gba fọ́ọ̀mù tiẹ̀ lónìí ní Jonathan King Limited, àjà kínní àti ìkẹfà Cocoa House Ìbàdàn, àti ní The Bronx Bookshop lẹ́bàá Saviour Cathedral níjẹ̀bú Òde. 20 oṣù kẹsàn-án 28th of September ní ìforúkọsílẹ̀ yìí ó wà sópin o.
32 FM
94.9.
Welcome back. 32 FM 94.9 Breakdown Newspaper Review. The Mieti Ala Kauta Hore, Fulani Social Cultural Association, Monday urged the federal government to create a Ministry of Livestock and Fisheries as obtainable in many African countries. The association said this was in line with the recommendation of the Inter-Ministerial Committee on Livestock Development in Nigeria 2015, the report of the President Committee on Pastoralist and Insecurity 2014, and the National Livestock Transformation Program. It's a long one here from Daily Trust. Bieti Allah demands creation of livestock ministry.
Yes, I think this particular arm they are talking about is already like a department within the ministry, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, because I'm aware that there's Ministry of there's a department like that in that particular ministry. It's not the creation of the ministry that is the issue. How do we ensure that we'll do all these businesses without infringing on the fundamental human rights of the people? We have had problem over the years between farmer and herders. Have we been able to sort that? Every solution that is put on the table by the federal government has been counterproductive because it has not really been well intentioned. It is the federal government is trying to achieve peace without serving justice as far as the issue is concerned. So for me, it is not the multiplication or duplication of ministry that's the issue. Look at the newly created ministry by President Muhammadu Buhari, the Ministry of Humanitarian and Disaster Management. Of course, some people will tell you that that ministry is a disaster as far as embezzlement of funds is concerned. It was a ministry that decided to feed children, school children, when they were on the lockdown, when they were at home. So these are issues. It's not just about creating ministry. In short, the SIP of the federal government under President Muhammadu Buhari fared better before even the creation of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. Yes. So for me, it's not just the ministry. I just cited the example of how a newly created ministry that should serve as an intervention agency has failed the people in that regard. So the president meant well at that time by creating that ministry. But how well has the managers within the ministry been able to manage the ministry vis-a-vis the goal of Mr. President? So I think the Mieti Allah need to work on itself. Call your people to order. Not all of them are fomenting trouble, but there are bad eggs among them. And it's peculiar to every organization or every association in the country. We have bad eggs everywhere. But call some people to order with a view of curtailing them, like what happened, I think, in Zamfara State, where an emir came out and said, no, you need to leave my domain or you fish out those that are fomenting trouble. Everybody cannot be fomenting trouble. We know that. We know the conventional herdsmen. We have always been together. Some of them go about with long stick. They don't even have long stick and their dagger, maybe for security in their bush path. But the issue has degenerated to a level where at every point in time, these people have to take the life of others, graze on people's farm and what have you. So we have to create a distinction between the solution we are looking for and the type of problem we are trying to solve.
Stop preferential cut-off marks for northern students. Governor El-Rufai charges JAMB. Governor Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State has called on the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board to stop giving preferential scores to students in northern Nigeria. Appealing, the governor said it is wrong for the students in the north who sit for the UTME to get preferential treatment. He said all students in the country should get the same cut-off marks and that students in the north should not be given lower cut-off marks.
Despite the lower cut-off mark, they are still educationally disadvantaged. When it comes to colleges of education, federal government colleges, it becomes very ridiculous where you have a state that the cut-off mark is like 10 and you have another state down south that the cut-off mark is like 90. So how do you bridge the dichotomy? And the two categories of students will go into the labor market. So I wish the position of El-Rufai will be bought into by the northerners. You see, they bring the cutoff mark very low, and at the end of the day, few people still gain admission from that region of the country.
Are they even willing to go to school?
They are not even willing to go to school. Let us create an enabling environment that will give equal opportunity in terms of competition to the people. They must also compete too. You know, it is not a matter of whether at times I interact with people, they will tell you, oh, I'm a graduate of Polytechnic or university graduate. And when they talk, you begin to wonder. We can get these things right. So El-Rufai and other political elites in the northern part of the country should sit down and address this issue.
Now, the policy of granting some preference to candidates seeking admission into university or referring to educationally disadvantaged people was enacted by the federal government just about 31 years ago.
Yes.
It was an interventionist kind of arrangement. Are we saying, and if you look at some of the states captured among the list, some of them are doing fantastically well now in terms of educational ratings, and some, of course, are left behind. Shouldn't we just either reverse or just review the policy now?
That is the point El-Rufai is making.
30 years after?
About 30 years after, let us sit down and review the policy. Has it been very productive or counterproductive? Like El-Rufai has also opined, and I also said it this morning, these things, despite this that has been put in place, some of these states in the north are still educationally disadvantaged. So how do we move ourselves out of this crisis? Let us create a situation where every student in the country will have to compete, not as a result of somebody somewhere will gain admission to Unity School with 15 cutoff mark, and somebody somewhere will get 70, and you said the person, because of the cutoff mark in the state, the person cannot gain admission. So we are not promoting merit as the case is. So let us, rather than cancelling the whole process, let us sit down, review the process. Where it has not worked, let us put things in place that can make it to work. Where it has worked, let us strengthen the process so that it can be sustainable. So if we put all of this in place, we'll be able to move forward. That is why I said earlier, I hope the generality of the people in the north will look at this thing from the angle in which El-Rufai is looking at it from. Because if we create an enabling environment and we create the principle of equity, students will be able to compete favorably with one another, irrespective of where they come from. You know, if care is not taken, these are things too that easily divide us, because it clearly shows where you come from. Oh, you are from so-so state, you are from the north, you are from the south. Everything practically in the country now is always divided into two halves.
What I'm saying, if you look at the states, all right, Bayelsa, Ebonyi, Jigawa, Zamfara, Adamawa, Bauchi, Benue, Borno, Cross River, a lot of these states.
Yes.
All right, if you look at performance of students in WAEC the last 2, 3, 4 years, look at some of the states mentioned, particularly those from the South. They are, they are even topping the list of states.
Despite the high cutoff mark. That is why there is a need to review this. Because if states down south, for example, especially in the east and some part of south to southwest, if they are always topping the list, then what are we not doing that the northerners are not also doing that is making them to lag behind?
That's what El-Rufai said. It's making them become more lazy.
Lazy. They are weak and lazy because they know that whether you work hard or not, you are going to get a favorable cutoff mark that will earn you admission into the university. And that should not be the way to go.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Elijah from Coca-Cola. Yeah, I think everybody has made my day today. And Nigerians, the Nigerian government should come together at the state and local government level, and all our allies and professionals, head of maybe president of the Society Engineer of Nigeria, the doctor, and they should come together and fashion a kind of education policy that will take us to the moon. And the issue of all these educationally advantaged zone or state should be eliminated outrightly and make everybody compete at the same level.
Thank you, Alaji. You can call 0705 5000 949 or 0809 7000 We're also live on Facebook and on YouTube. You can go there, drop your comments, and we get to read them. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Adishi Yamola from UI. I want to ask Augustine a question on the new device by the INEC. I'm aware that most of the time the INEC choose to abandon this candidate of a thing in some places has to do with the issue of network issues sometimes too. I want to ask Augustine before you leave the studio, you will answer that question. Probably this new device now, what if there is no network? Does it have anything to do with network or not? That's number one. On the issue of governor of the Bonny State, in his personal opinion, I will say this, If you want the life of Buhari in Nigeria, why do you enter Nigeria? Why doesn't he pay for such Buhari to happen in his own family? That's no personal business. That's the best of today.
Thank you. Adishi Omolola 0809 7000 0705 500949. Mujisola Michael on Facebook. Good morning. Well done. I believe our leaders are hearing all this information of killings, carrying of babies, and those kidnapping adults. Let the government find a lasting solution to it so that we can have rest. And also, John Olanrewaju, good morning, everybody in the studio. I quoted Governor Dave Umai, God will give us a president like Buhari. If it is his prayer, I reject it in Jesus' name. But if it is his wish, Nigerians will resist it in 2023 through vote. All right, thank you for that. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. We can hear you. Good morning. You can try reach us again, but while we await more calls, let's quickly observe this break. We'll be back.
ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ta náírà mẹ́jọ jẹ́ ẹgbẹ̀rún mẹ́rin náírà ẹgbẹ̀rún márùn-ún náírà lọ́nà mẹ́jọ jẹ́ yẹ́rọ. jọ ibo ló ti rówó. owó kẹ̀ èní orí owó ìpè tí Airtel máa ń fún mi tí n bá ti ra síìmù tuntun mà ní o. wo wọ́n tó ń fún mi ní ìlọ́po mẹ́jọ dátà fún wíwà lórí àtẹ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọn àti ìfà ìlọ́po mẹ́jọ owó ìpè nígbàkigbà tí n bá ti ra owó ìpè. ṣé bó o mọ̀ pé o ti lè ra síìmù tuntun báyìí ní èyíkéyìí ilé ìtajà aṣojú tí Airtel fọwọ́ sí. ìwọ ṣá ti lọ pẹ̀lú nọ́mbà ìdánimọ̀ ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà NIN rẹ kò ju bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Unbelievable, but true. Canada will issue over 1.2 million permanent visas between 2021 and 2023. Canada has incredible natural resources, most especially mineral resources, but less than 15% of those massive resources have been exploited. Reason? Canada's population is very small, less than 40 million compared to USA's 350 million and China's 1.6 billion. And these are countries with smaller land area than Canada. You can also take advantage of fantastic graduate and postgraduate education in beautiful Canada and prosper. There are well over 60 immigration programs to choose from. Let Jonathan King Limited take you through the simple process and relocate to Canada with members of your family. So take advantage and obtain your own form at Jonathan King Limited, 1st and 6th floors, Cocoa House, Ibadan, CMS Bookshop, Folagbade Street, beside the Cathedral of Our Savior, Ijebu-Ode.
Registration ends 20th of September 2021.
DSTV has your perfect TV match. If you know your flambe from your saute, we're serving up some yummy. If high-octane dockies are more your speed, get in the driver's seat. Are you all about that drama? We'll bring it from the courtroom to the emergency room for a serious series dose. Because with a fresh new lineup of the best TV, no matter what you're into, DSTV has your perfect TV match. So get connected and stay connected to DSTV. This is your TV moment.
Sunshine, you make me smile. You brighten my day. My sunshine in a bottle. In every way. No be lie, you give me refreshed. I can't deny my sunshine drink. Oh yeah, show me your shine. Come make me chop it alive. Mommy and daddy and everybody, show me your bottle job.
Chop better life with sunshine in a bottle with the refreshingly delicious Lipton iced tea. Available in peach and lemon flavors.
Lipton iced tea.
Lipton iced tea. Deliciously refreshing.
32 FM
94.9.
All right, it's still 32 FM 94.9 is the Break of Dawn newspaper review on this dial. And we still have Austin Odumo in the studios. And I am Chike Oborgu, 07055500949. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Dr. Mark.
Dr. Mark,
Good morning, Chike. Good morning, Benny, and Mr. Austin. Good morning. We can see what our political leaders are doing. Governor David Umahi, before he defected into APC, had this continuous attack of headers in the states, and then he was complaining about it. Imagine him now telling us that the next person, the Nigeria is this President Muhammadu Buhari. It means the interest of the people is no longer there. We are now after party interest. Even when lives are being taken on daily basis in this country, where we have insecurity, we have bad economy, we have many things bedeviling us. I wish God should just come and just assist us in this country. The interest of this nation is no more in the heart of our political leaders.
All right, sir. Thank you, Dr. Mark, for your comment there. According to the statement credited to Governor Rufai on JAM, cut-off mark preference to the North comes as a result of discrimination, prejudice, and inequality until when we do the needful by decentralizing the educational system. Okay, we got that. 2009-7000-949. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
This is Paul from Okebadan.
All right, what do you have to tell us?
I think the educational stuff that is going on this program has helped the Northerners for a while. If you look at it, they now have more educated people than even the South. They're more educated than the South.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is Dr. Wale Pasha.
Right.
I feel like you have already, has been said, I think the educational advantage something should be scrapped. This thing has been dividing us for so long a time. If we give the same pedestal to every student, they will all perform. Listeners are expecting in terms of the advantages they are giving to the Northerners as far as I'm concerned. But there's something I want to say, please. The exploitation of people in Oyo State, particularly Oyo North East, is becoming unbecoming. If we pay for a hall, and you are not asking people to pay, anybody that want to come in through with their car, you ask them to pay for entertainment and parking for 200 naira. I think if the government should please look into this. It's exploitation. So they have paid for a hall for his party, then you are not depriving people from coming in with their cars. It's very, very unfair. If they want to generate funds, you can say 50 naira or 100 naira for parking. But why every Saturday you will put your people there, stopping people to pay 200 naira for entertainment and parking? I think it's unwelcome development. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wale Fashaki. Okay.
Yes, just before we go, time is really running fast. We've had reports of some police officers, going to student hostels, extorting them, claiming that some of them are indulging in fraudulent activities. And this has continued to happen over time. And it has gotten to the point where we are getting reports from students who are claiming that the little money they have, these guys just come around, extort, and they're crying out now and requesting that the government should please do something about this.
They take as much as 50,000 to 25,000 from these students.
I think that is uncalled for. That is my major challenge with this security operative. If anybody commits crime, you are not supposed to take money from them. You are supposed to put them before the law. You understand? So this is pure extortion, and it has to stop. Let the police authority look into this with a view of curbing them. If you suspect internet crime or fraudulent crime for a transaction, for example, you arrest them, investigate thoroughly, and subject them to the course of the law. Get your evidence right. Not just taxing them. That's the way they do for the internet fraudster too. They will just get them, they will settle them, and at the end of the day, they will allow them to go. So what is the purpose of fighting crime as far as that is concerned? So we must not allow all of this to continue. So let the concerned authority properly look into this and restore confidence back into the system.
All right. Thank you very much, Austin. And thanks to all those who sent in comments on Facebook and on YouTube. Join us again tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. on this dial. My name is Wemisola Shoyemi.
And I am Chike Obogu.
Good morning to you, dear listener. I am Olutayo Ogunade.
FM 94.9. Filling the world with laughter.
Show me your 32.
ló ń mú ẹ̀kọ́ pé God bless you ogun ọ̀rẹ́ pẹ̀lẹ́ olúwa kó máa bá ẹ̀ dé pẹ̀lẹ́ o wọ́n lè kó bá wa ṣe sìn jàre.
àwọn sáà mú wa gba búrẹ́dì yìí.